Mercy. Mercy. This card has been coming up an awful lot lately. And it's because there's so many people that are being judgy, right? Have a little mercy on somebody else. You don't know their situation. We don't, and they don't know ours, and they should be leaving on the 4th. Okay. And they don't know our situation either, right? So when I say mercy, I mean, spread a little love, open a door for somebody, smile at somebody. It was last night, of course. Light language, light language, light language. So have a little compassion for other people because it's super important. We need to have compassion. Super blood moon in Sagittarius and a lunar eclipse. Have mercy. Actually, I was, have mercy on me. I was going through Facebook last night and I was getting ready to go to sleep, and I'm scrolling through, and here was a picture of Elvis Presley in 1970. And I'm scrolling through, and I love Elvis Presley, you guys. I love his energy. I always have. But I was scrolling through it and I saw this picture last night. He was so happy. There was this picture. He was so stinking happy that I sat there and I looked at it for a little bit, and I actually heard him say, "This is before my fall." And I went, what kind of lessons did a person need to learn to do it in front of the world? What kind of lesson did he need to learn on such a huge level that he needed to do it in front of the world? And on the other hand of that, it's so funny because I'm sorry. I just kind of like brought him in. Because I have a lot of compassion for him. And I don't know why this come off this mercy card, but we're going to go with it, right? We got Elvis Presley here. Stinking hot Elvis. Amen, sister. His picture, I mean, he was still in that super hottie McTottie phase. He not only did he learn right in front of the world. It's not just look, I'm a singer and I'm going to fall on my face, because singers do it all the time now, right? They do. Not just singers, celebrities do it all the time. And everybody goes, "Oh, they got a problem." But at that time, Elvis, so let's just do this. So let's just do that. He says mercy in his own way. The way I hear him say it, Laura, is so much more like a whisper, so much more like so much loving kindness, so much just mercy, almost like he's asking for mercy, right? If you say blue suede shoes, it's a direct no from my guide. I don't understand. Elvis, she made Elvis awesome. Not only did he reach in a moment of stardom, right? We had some of the greatest that will ever grace the stage walk across at that time, right? It was the beginning of, we had the Beatles, Beatlemania, Elvis Presley, Elton John was out there at that time as well, but I believe starting out, I don't know his time frame. But we had some real huge names out there, and his flop was so publicized that I think it was the first time that people saw that much defeat in a person that public, that was adored by so many people. And he says that it's not, we're just going to do this, okay? It wasn't just about the flop. It was about Queen. Yeah, Queen. Absolutely, right? It was about the adoration, the bringing together of people, the switching gears for thought processes, you realize that just his dancing alone changed television standards. Just his dancing, that man's hips changed TV. Who else can say that? Nobody. Because it became more commonplace. It changed the way people danced. It changed the way people vocalized it. And yes, I understand. And he actually acknowledges that his music was a mashup of several other people he had met along his way and through church and soulful jazz. So he acknowledges that. And his music was a mashup of so many different things. I could do, Freddie would come through so easy. Freddie Mercury would come through so easy. Oh, it makes me want to grab the table to stabilize myself. Elvis the pelvis, right? They used to shoot him from the waist up, and then they didn't anymore because TV standards changed, right? So as time went on and he started to experience loss, he was on an upward spot. He was on an upward. He was just going upward. He didn't think that there was any defeat in front of him, right? But it was all around him. So as I'm sitting here, he talks about being blind to opposition. He talks about, I understand where we're going now. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, how does this have to, because he's talking, then he says, mercy, 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 mercy me. He talks about his inability to see the things around him that were going to tear him down eventually. If he had had more of an open perspective when he stepped into his new world, because it was really what it was. He went from this sheltered world into pop star so quickly. And he wants to talk about Priscilla, and he talks about what he saw in her was what he felt he was when he started, and he was trying to regain that innocence and that feeling of purity that he went into this business with. And as the couple years went on, he started to feel pulled down by other people's energy, basically, because it was do this, do that, do this, do that. The demands on him were so immense that after the fun fell away, he was being crushed. He was being crushed. He thought to bring in that innocence would help revitalize, not his career, because his career was still at the height, right? When he met her, his career was still, but he was feeling crushed already. That early in his career, he was feeling crushed. He wants to also acknowledge other children. He says that there's a boy out there that he was the father of a boy. I don't know about the boy. He does talk about a childhood sweetheart that he had a daughter with that he continued to see throughout his career, and that she looks just like him. And that she is quasi-acknowledged. Like, he shows me Graceland and he shows her walking through the gates of Graceland. Okay, so that's really interesting because he shows me Lisa Marie on the other side of the gates living there, and this other girl is a visitor. And he says that while she grew up separately and he was aware of her, she didn't have the limelight, which he was so appreciative. You know, he was so glad for her. It was like he knew that was a good thing. Excuse me. He's my 13th cousin, twice removed. I don't know what connection I have with him. He married Priscilla to ground himself in, basically. He was trying to regain that Wow. Lisa Marie knew and has kept it from the public even today. She released a Netflix documentary. On what night? On Dana? On what? What did she know? He talks about crying. He talked about crying. I don't know how I want to talk about that. Knew about the other daughter and kept it from them. Really? Really? How cool is that? I want to talk about the crying. I want to say that I actually feel like he had an imbalance. And this, it was also part of his trials on this planet. Uh, huge swings, huge swings. If anybody knows any validation on this, I'd love to know about it, because he talks about huge swings, like his emotions would swing like a gate. He would be crying one minute and partying the next. And that somebody was funneling him. It's like somebody would push pills across the table to him. And he shows a glass, cheesy retro glass table, and he's pushing the pills across the table to him. And he cried about his mom a lot. Now, we all know Elvis Presley loved his mom, right? We all know that. But he would sit and cry because it wasn't just about the mom. It was about that feeling of innocence, how he missed his childhood. He missed the feeling of innocence. He missed that feeling of, he mourned it. He mourned that ignorance of youth. The colonel was a horrible person. The manager, the colonel, was a horrible person. I'm dipping. I'm trying. Here's me, you guys. I'm trying to dip into, did you really die in the bathroom? So I'm really kind of pushing on this. And he keeps talking. And he had a twin brother. Yes, he did, that died at birth, I believe. And I keep asking, because I really want to know, right? Who doesn't want to know if Elvis passed away or if he went into witness protection and lived in Dearborn, Michigan, working at the Burger King? That was the theory for the longest time, right? Okay. Is that his name? George Nikopoulos. Nikopoulos. Yes, he did die in the toilet. No, but he did. He didn't work at the BK. I know, but see, we lived by Dearborn, Michigan. It was a huge. It was a huge story. Huge story. He had bad mood swings. So I kind of been pushing on this because I want to know. I mean, like, really, was this such a horrible way for you to pass? Would this have been really how you passed? And this is just, so bear with me here, you guys. He shows himself sitting on the toilet crying. All right. And I'm like, I don't want to see Elvis Presley like this, because yes, his brother's name was Aaron with 1 or 2 A's. There's a discrepancy on his tombstone, which is why they thought there was a conspiracy theory behind there, whatever. I can't remember, but he also shows being given a governmental piece of paper. He shows a folded piece of paper being given to him by a government official. I just know it's a government official. I can't tell you how I know it is. I just know that it is somebody in power giving him a piece of paper. I am actually going to say Yes, that is Elvis's middle name as well. I'm not going to say it. So if I was to say it, I'd say he's passed now. He's passed away. He's obviously passed away, right? Yes, his middle name is his brother's first name. I'm just going to give you the images that I'm given because, I don't want to be like this conspiracy theorist person, so I'm going to give you the images I'm given. And I see, I really do see him sitting on the toilet crying. I see that. No, it's not attractive because he wasn't in his hot Elvis the pelvis phase, right? But I do believe he had reached an end. I believe he reached the end of Elvis Presley. I believe he reached the end of Elvis Presley at that point. Does that make sense to you? When given the opportunity to walk away from a disillusioned life and begin again, being totally broken, totally deceived, totally sick to death of life. And if somebody was given that ticket by a government official that said, would you like to continue on? Let us take care of you. Would you do it? If it meant walking away from everything. But wait, there's more, right? I know the theories and all that. I've heard of them, the theories where they put him in the underground and they whisked him away. And I'm going to have to say, I believe it. I have not pushed on this part with him before. I've sat and chatted with him before just because I feel a lot of compassion. His pictures come up and I'm like, dude, really? Come on, you had it all. And he would say, but did I? But did I? Did I have it all or did I have one big effing lesson the whole life? His life went downhill when his mom passed, right? He was given the golden ticket. I believe he was given the golden ticket, Zenny. You're right. But Elvis has left the building, right, Laura? Here's the thing. The other thing he says is, I've been to Graceland. He says, I've been to Graceland. I've visited Graceland. Who the hell says that? It's Elvis. Of course you've been to Graceland. He's like, no, I've visited Graceland. I believe he was spirited away, but I believe there was conditions. I would believe they both had conditions. One was he was to get clean, because how do you keep a hidden person safe if they're not clean and they're on a walk-in in Memphis? And they're not able to keep a secret. I believe that was part of it. I also believe the caveat on his side was he was still allowed to see his family under secret conditions. It's my belief. Just because of the images that he's given me, he shows me sitting on a the room has green tacky carpet on an orange couch. He shows me sitting and watching this great big huge old ass television. And he's like, I visited Graceland. I visited. Yes, you can get clean, but still the issues you had before the addiction. But I believe part of his condition was you have to be clean so you're not out blabbing that you're Elvis Presley. I believe that was part of his condition. Also, there was some sort of he had to stay underground for so long. He had to stay underground for so long. Why would the government do that? What did they get? Hold, please. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have this. He has so much information on that we were talking the other day about this band around the head. When you have so much information coming in, you're not getting all of it. Okay. He had so much information. Think about where he worked, what he did before he passed away, right? He had so much information and so much dirt on big names. And he actually says that if I hadn't died there, I would have died after that. I would have been taken out. I would have been murdered. I believe he was on the downward spiral with Vegas. And he talks about mob. I don't know, was he involved in the mob, you guys? Did he have mob connections? I know Vegas has mob connections, but I don't know the specifics. He actually shows me, I hear Bugsy and I hear Al Capone. I know those were not the energies that he was involved with, but he's giving me references to gangs. No, Michael Jackson's dead. Michael Jackson died when they said he died. Yeah, it's like witness protection. Witness protection. He actually talks about a moment where somebody attacked him before he passed away. Is anybody aware of any reports where he had been attacked by somebody, like maybe a fan, where somebody tried to choke him, or there was some sort of attempt on him in a physical manner? Because he talks about it was not an unthought of thing, because like when they came to him, approached him and said, "Give us information, we'll take care of everything." He kind of went, "I've already been hurt. I understand that my life is in danger one way or another." Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. We've done Michael Jackson. We can't muddy the water, because then I have a couple people standing in here and too many people talking at one time. He sang with Frank Sinatra. Oh my gosh, Dana, I would love to hear that record. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll have to look that up. You're right. Nothing is for free. Yeah, boy, we sure know how to get off topic, don't we? I can tell you that he now rests. He now rests where he's supposed to be. You were in your mama's belly at his last concert. How cool is that? I can tell you he does rest under his headstone now. He talks about passing away like 5 years ago. I'm like, how long ago did you pass? And he goes 5 to 7, 5 to 7. Does he have any messages? Oh my gosh. You guys, this man is a fount of inspiration. He says, while the Bible was written by man, there are so many things within it that should be, and he talks about the songs, how beautiful the songs are. And he talks about Amazing Grace and how beautiful it is. And one second. He talks about Amazing Grace and how beautiful it is. And if people lived with more grace, if people lived according to the gospel songs, not necessarily what we read in the Bible, but the beauty, I know, right? I'm sorry. The beauty that comes across in some of the songs that he talks about, um, the song, Go Tell It on the Mountain. And he talks about how beautiful the voice raised in song and how it carries us. You don't have to go read the Bible, and I don't care what your religion is, and neither does he. He's on the other side. He's like, it's all gorgeous. It's all beautiful. It's all put in front of us to guide us, not to dictate to us, but to help us have a frame of this is what life on earth should be like. It should be beautiful, and it should be supportive, and it should be divine. Because we are, what again? We're divine, right? So when we live life with those moments in our heart, when we live life with love and innocence, that's when the most amazing things happen. And he points to his career and he says, look at my career. I went into that so innocent, so full of hope, so full of anticipation and excitement that it moved the world. And that's where he found his inspiration to get there, was through raising his voice with other people in song and in beautiful verses. I'm not saying go back to church. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is it's around us. The innocence and the beautiful experiences are around us. We have to take them in and live with them. But have our eyes wide and open enough to realize when somebody is leading us down a path that is not beneficial to us, that we can open our eyes enough and say, I know your shit. I see it. And I prefer to stay in joy and light. And that's where he went off the rails. But, mind bender, did he go off the rails to be a lesson for everybody? Did Elvis Presley throw himself on the sword for the world to see how far someone could fall? Right. That was a pretty tall pedestal, wasn't it? He loves Amazing Grace. He loves the song Amazing Grace. He wanted love and light and got darkness and dirt. Right? He says, listen to it. Listen to the words, not just the first frame. Somebody take the time today to go to YouTube and listen to Amazing Grace. Anyhow, he got me. He did, Joanna. He felt so alone. He felt so alone. He felt like he talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and nobody listened. Isn't that a horrible feeling? And now from the other side, he can look at it and go, oh my gosh, look at the lessons. Look at the lessons. Yeah. Amazing Grace is just one of, and he talks about it. He just keeps going, listen to it. Listen to the words. Yeah, most people listen to the first verse of Amazing Grace and then they replay it. There's more. Yes, he was a badass, wasn't he? He really, really was. Okay, we're done with Elvis. My goodness. Okay. Oh, Aretha Franklin, right? I love that. You're totally right, Leslie. Everyone is too distracted to listen. Everybody's too distracted to listen. So that is Elvis Presley 2021, you guys. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but somebody gave him a golden ticket. Somebody gave him a golden ticket. And I really, one last thing. One last thing. I'm curious, here's me. I'm like, but why on the toilet? And he goes, how much further do you think you can fall than passing away on the toilet and having it publicized? And he didn't pass out on the floor. He passed out on the toilet. He says it's very, very, very symbolic. So, very staged, right? He got a golden ticket. He did have a golden ticket, right? And he taught everybody so much. And with that, I bet you would do. He's an amazing individual. He has an incredible energy. And I think one evening, he was a cash cow. Yep, absolutely. He died on the Laura Keating, right there. Makes sense for the throne. The king died on the throne. Because honestly, if it wasn't for show, do you think that publicists would put that he died on a toilet? Do you think his publicists would have allowed, because there's going to be royalties after that, right? Do you think that they would have allowed him to have been on that toilet when the police got there? Do you think that that would have been good for sales? Which was what it about, right? Nope. You're absolutely right. It was a show. It would not have been publicized. Why ruin an image? Because his records still sell. Nope, they wouldn't have said he died in the pot. Okay. I am recording next month's, don't forget, this is the link to tonight's interview. I just posted it. That is with Jeremy McDonald, the storytelling alchemist, and it is at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find it on there. You can go to the YouTube link and click on that. It will take you there. We're just chit-chatting, having fun. And then the 29th, if you're in the shamanic apprenticeship through the shamanic, yeah. Did he make a deal with the devil to make it a lot of crossroads? No. 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 Mm-mm. The one and only Ariana. Yes, we do see your comments. Thank you so much, Nancy. So the 29th is our shamanic chat. The beginning of next month, which is just around the corner, right, you guys? What? I'm so confused. Hold on. I do know how a month works. Oh. I didn't realize there was another Monday. So this is a 5 Monday month. So there is no class on Monday. It's a 5 Monday month. Those are the months that Lisa gets a week off. Really? Okay. That actually makes me feel a lot better because I'm like crushed under a couple things I got to do. But on the 7th is our first class, our second class in the series on the intuitive end, the business end of intuition, and that'll be on web pages. Oh my gosh, I have an extra week. You have no idea. I hope this was informative, you guys. I know that it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but when Elvis Presley tells you this, you kind of go with it. And he's such an incredible soul. Such an incredible soul. I just feel like I won the lottery with free time. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, next month, we're on the 11th, we're doing the guided shamanic meditation to the center of the Merkaba. So that one is going to be absolutely guided by Metatron, and he is going to walk us around the circle of the Metatron's cube and then land us in the middle. I have no idea where we're going with it, but I just know that I enjoy the feeling of it already. And then we're doing chat class on the 14th like we did last month, or this month, whatever month it is. and we are going to just have that general discussion evening, because I thought that was a lot of fun and we learned a lot. So if you guys aren't part of the membership, you can go to mymysticallife.com/membership, and it's at the top in the tabs. And we do classes all the time and chats and stuff like that. The 18th, I don't have anything written down yet, but I will. The 21st, we're doing another shamanic, or not, a spirit art class. And then the 28th, we're doing gnome homes. And in there somewhere, we're going to do channeling as well. I just have to get it. I need a ground. A ground, not to ground, a ground. And I might talk to a different couple people, so I have a couple people to help me with this. All right, so y'all have a great day. I'm gonna take these earrings off. I'm gonna get my ass to work and make out the newsletter. I have a whole week. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. It gives me a week to oh, okay, Zenny. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it can't keep up with me talking today? I wish I could turn that off. Okay, I'm out. I gotta go. The dogs want to go potty. All right, talk to everybody great later. Find light, find love, find joy, feel divine. Because you are. All right, bye.